Hi, I want to share this coaster that I made in under 10 minutes. It is from the To You and Yours Season in Nature stamp set by Close to My Heart. It's this one right here. It's the cardinal on a branch with holly. And then I use this Love and Joy to You and Yours. I stamped it in Tuxedo Black Memento ink. I used this Chiro tumbled tile. They have to be natural tile. And you kind of want to get ones that are kind of smooth. But I was in a hurry, and I bought this at Home Depot. They didn't sell it at Lowe's. So, I looked all over Lowe's. They don't sell it. I asked. They don't sell it. And I went to 2 different Lowe's. 2 different cities, 2 different Lowe's, and they didn't sell it. So, but this was at Home Depot. And so, you get one that's kind of flat. It's nice to have these little holes in it because it's natural looking. But you want to have a nice flat area to stamp. I also picked up these heavy-duty felt pads for the bottom. I got a pack of 48. These were $3.99 for this entire thing of tile. And there's 9 of them in there, I believe. So, all I did was I just took my Close to My Heart stamp and I stamped directly on the tile in that Tuxedo Black ink, this cardinal and that sentiment. And then I used my Touch Twin markers and colored it in. It was as simple as that. So the beak is colored in golden yellow. The overall cardinal is colored in carmine. And then I used some cherry pink to go over the little details to give them a little bit more interest. And I colored the leaves of the holly in vivid green all over, and then I used sap green as an accent just to go around the black outline to give a little bit more definition. And I colored the holly berries first in cherry pink and then outlined it in carmine just to give a little bit more interest. And I used mahogany for the end of the branch. I also used black Touch Twin marker just to fill in some of it. And I haven't put the felt pads on the bottom because I'm going to bake it at 350 degrees for 30 minutes. And that should set the ink. I believe it's already set. These are alcohol markers. You could use a Sharpie, but these Touch Twin markers blend very, very, very well. And these are all sold by Close to My Heart. So I had all these products literally at my disposal. And I'm making last minute Christmas gifts. So I'm going to make another one of these. So I know someone who loves Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinal fan. And then I'm going to make probably a horse one and a couple of different other ones. I'm not really sure all the ones I'm going to end up making yet. But I'm definitely going to make another cardinal one real quick. And his eye didn't come out with a lot of definition. I went over it in black. And what I'm going to do is after I bake it, I'm going to test it by putting a glass on it and see how well it seals. I was told you could go over it in glossy accents. And I was just thinking about just putting a dollop, nice little circle to make its eye. And that way it'll give it a little definition. I wasn't really wanting to seal it in glossy accents because this stone is very porous. So it should absorb any water from your drink, which is what I like about a coaster. That's why you needed to get the natural stone. They do sell smooth stones. But, you know, if you have a drink that sweats, you're going to have a mess on your table. So, I didn't want to have to worry about anything like that. Okay, so I will show what it looks like after I bake it. Alright, I decided to show what it looks like right after it's stamped. So, see how that's nice and smooth right there? That'll make a good surface to stamp on. These tiles are 4x4. So I just peeled it off of my Close to My Heart sheet. All the Close to My Heart stamps come like that, and I peel it off, apply a little pressure, there's my image. And as you can see from the other one I did, the fact that it wasn't perfect is okay. I can go over and I can color in those details. Okay. So. I'm going to make a matching Christmas card. It's really nice to do this with the clear because you can see exactly what you're doing. Okay. So apparently I didn't get a good level with the didn't get the L really good the first time, so that's really nice. I can go back over it, line it up. Sorry, my finger was in the shot. Okay. Apparently there was a little bit of area. You see it's not perfect. But I'm going to go back over it with the black, so that's okay. I'm not sure if you've ever seen these Shinhan Touch Twin markers that Close to My Heart carries. But it has both a broad edge and it has a chisel broad tip. That's good for coloring big areas. Okay, and here's the fine tip, which is perfect for coloring in detailed areas. Just going over. And this is a very good project for me because my handwriting is atrocious. But if I have a stamp to go by, I usually do a lot better. And the cool thing is there's these little holes here. Just stab your marker in there and it will fill it up while adding some dimension. Since these are all different tiles, they're going to come out a little different. Oh, just realized you cannot see what I am doing. Only takes a few seconds for the Memento ink to dry, so that was a good thing about it. Otherwise, it would have smeared. Whenever I find a white hole, I just dip a marker in it, just like I did with the black. And I think I mentioned it, but it'll add a little texture, a little definition, or I guess definition isn't the word. Texture, dimension, texture and dimension, that's it. Hardly any effort for me. I'll have this done. Okay. Looks like I may have colored theories on this one. It's okay. Okay, I think the cardinal is now dry enough to color. I think I'll use I was going to use the broad tip, but I think I'll use the other tip, because the fine tip is what I did the first one in. I could have cut this out in vinyl, but what would have ended up happening is you put a glass on there that sweated, and I was worried either by it sweating or if you put a hot mug of something on there that the vinyl might wear away. So I'm glad this is more of a permanent. I think it could fade over time, but I don't see that as being a problem. I like that it's functional. And it's personalized. My aunt loves cardinals, and then she's been doing them for Christmas. So when I saw this video on YouTube, I was so blown away. But the one I watched was done by a Stampin' Up! Person. And she used things like pastels, I think, and they have rubber stamps, and so you can't see what you're doing with rubber stamps. So I tend to do a horrible job with rubber stamps. So I love these acrylic ones. Literally, I wasn't able to stamp at all. Whenever I would stamp something, it would turn out horrible with rubber stamps, because I would I don't know. I'd smear it somehow. It just never worked out. But whenever I use my Close to My Heart products, because I can see what I'm doing, it always turns out good. And it just makes me feel really good about the gift I'm giving. This one's kind of absorbed the ink better than the other one. Not really sure the difference. Let's see. So to go over it again at the end, I'm going to use this cherry pink. To define. And the cherry pink is actually a lighter color than the carmine. But in the first one, it made really easy. Now, see, I'm just doing lines. But it ends up being okay because that's kind of what the feathers look like. And I already have that great definition from my Close to My Heart stamp. And the more color you apply, the more details it has. So I can go back in with the carmine. I'm going to put those holly berries in at the end. If they look black, it'll look okay because it'll be kind of a defined silhouette. Alright. Black is really absorbing the alcohol ink more than the first time I did it. I always try to do a test because sometimes I'll see something done and it may not come out the best, and I can goof up and then tell whomever what not to do. So, and to be honest with you, never used pastels in my life. I think they were pastels. It was almost some sort of chalk, and they blended it and then they sealed it with a bunch of different products. I don't have those products, but I have my Touchstone markers, and they said you could use Sharpie, so I was like, oh, well, this should work. So, I have a full-time job, so literally, when I come home, I'm usually too tired to craft, and that's what I do on the weekends to de-stress, and I just enjoy it. Okay. And the Close to My Heart products make it so easy. I'm going to put a little of this green over the eye and wonder if that would give it a little more definition. I'll do it on both. When you put the lighter color marker over a darker color marker, the lighter color marker has more alcohol in it, so it'll actually pull up some of the marker, and that's kind of my thought when I put it down over the whole thing. So see, these are very, very similar. I think this one turned out better, but that's because I was trying to stamp and hold the camera. I'll show it after it gets out of the oven, and I want to do a couple more. I want to stamp some horses. Try that next. I'm going to make a bunch of these and then hopefully show the finished products after I get them out of the oven.